whatsoever today. Oh wow, that was me thinking that was connected to my computer. It is not. It is not. So today is delayed video for Monday because I couldn't think of anything else to do for the other days, and I somehow managed to find a flaw in my system. But that's fine. Mondays! I'm just gonna close the door again because my door thinks I'm closing. Today, whoa, nearly missed the chair. Today we will be reviewing something. Very worrying. I will be reviewing something, and that something I've chosen is a book, and I'm gonna pre-warn you, probably most of the things I will review for you will be books because I don't do anything else. So, this one, you just caught a little glimpse. Oh wow! The camera's not reversed today. So, as you've probably noticed from my previous video about Hufflepuff, I can't remember the title right now because I don't really watch my own videos, so there we go. That was weird. I'm a bit of a die-hard Harry Potter fan, and so I got this pretty much, I got it what's the word? The word is pre-ordered from the Amazon. So it arrived at my uni dorm the day it was released. So I plowed on for it, and I was in the middle of a load of tests in French, so that was difficult to read this and do French at the same time. I did okay at French, but hey. Look how big it is. It's actually not the biggest book in the world, but it took me a surprisingly long time. Anyway, so I was hoping for it the entire time. Like, hoping it would do well, hoping it wouldn't... To be nicest, use the nicest term, I was hoping it wouldn't bomb, because the worry is when you... This is true of most arts, in fact. If you write a killer album or single, or if you appear in a movie and you earn loads for it and you do so well for it, it's a blockbuster and all that shit, and equally if you write a series or a book which changes everything, see Die Hard, it's really hard to follow that one up. Especially with the case of J.K. Rowling, if that was the first thing she did. So the Harry Potter series, as I'm sure anybody watching this will know, was massively successful, and apparently it's been overtaken in the book sellings by 50 Shades of Grey globally, but I'm just going to say fuck that, and 50 Shades of Grey isn't a book. It doesn't count as a novel, so in my eyes it's still the best selling one. Because 50 Shades of Grey is just fan fiction, and you can find anything of that quality on the internet if you want to read some porn stories. Just hop on the internet, I'm pretty sure they do written stories. So yeah, and I was hoping that she'd be able to follow it up and continue a career as a well-known writer, and I couldn't picture how she was going to do that. I knew it would be difficult, but I remember in an interview a while ago she said she would do a children's political fantasy or something like that, which is interesting, and I think she had the right idea from the beginning. She needed to do something really different, massively different from Harry Potter if she was ever going to break away from the typecast. So that she has done, and I have read this now. Well, I read this a while ago, and I left it here over mid-semester break, and my mum has not read it, even though I've been trying to get her to. So I'll be having strong words, because I found this around the side of her bedside table. She hasn't started yet. This is not a sign of how good the book is. She's just got a load set up. So I'm going to review it now, rather than rambling. So, what shall I do first? Okay, I'm going to read the blurb, synopsis, whatever you kids call it. Here we go. I'm really conscious of reading things. Okay. When Barry Fairbrother dies in his early 40s, the town of Pagford is left in shock. Pagford is seemingly an English ideal, with cobbled market square and an ancient abbey, but what lies behind the pretty facade is a town at war. Rich at war with poor, teenagers at war with parents, wives at war with their husbands, teachers at war with their pupils. Pagford is not what it seems. And the empty seat left by Barry on the parish council soon becomes the catalyst for the biggest war the town has yet seen. Who will triumph in the election fraught with passion, duplicity, and unexpected revelations? So, there you go. And it sounds, the blurb doesn't do it justice, I don't think. It sounds a little bit, one wonders how somebody can write an exciting book about a parish council election. But I'm just going to say, I started reading this book thinking it's probably not going to be great because of the blurb. I stuck to it because of curiosity, not going to lie. And I found that the deeper you get into it, not only do you become strangely interested by the whole shenanigans with the parish council and all the details, and she quotes this book, which I find really funny. Because you know, people usually quote like Hemingway or some shit like that, some really deep, meaningful thing. She quotes this book, Local Council Administration, 7th edition by Charles Arnold Baker, and it's literally a non-fiction parish thing. It's like the laws of parish council, from what I gather. So you get really into the details of this election, and it's basically the way she flips between each character is really, like, you really go into the depth of these people's lives. You really get to understand every single one of them. And one of her main strengths is her description and her ability to really highlight these people's emotions and really go into their brains. Like, I think very few writers sit down and dedicate themselves enough to really go into these people's heads and make background stories, like a ghost story for every single one of them. So I think that's a really good thing that she does, and she continues to do it throughout this book. And you really get into each of these characters' heads. And I think it's a classic J.K. theme that there are deaths. And obviously there is Barry Fairbrother, which is mentioned in the blurb, so I'm not ruining anything there, not spoiling anything. But these deaths will wrench your heart out. They will wrench your heart out and it will die. Because they're not, it makes it sound like they're really violent, but it's just the way she gets you into these people's heads. She carefully makes you more and more supportive of these people, and then some people just pass away, and some of them you don't mind, and some of them it breaks your heart. But the deeper and deeper you get into this book, the more interested you get. And like the first bit, as I said, I was doing in Scotland we do quite similar to the American method. We have a major and then 2 minors for our first and second year. And one of my minors is French, so I was doing some French exams and trying to get a hang of that. And so I didn't read this quite as quickly as I would have done normally. And then after a while I just thought, oh crap, this is so good, I don't even care about French anymore. So I just kept going. And I finished the last, like, that last bit in about a day, because I just couldn't put it down. I was just sitting there like, nobody talk to me, I want to finish this. So yeah, it's really good, and I'm pleasantly surprised at the result of it, because I think it's turned out to be a really good book, and it's definitely broken the typecast because it has a hell of a lot of swear words in it, and a lot of, well, real things from the world of marriage? No, from the world of magic. Where, yeah, sure, it was linked to our world, but you can make things fly and you could apparate and all sorts of things. From that world to this real world, this real Britain, it's really, really worlds apart. And I'm not really getting my point across here, but there's drug abuse, and there's self-harm, and there's suicidal thoughts and depression and all sorts of things going on. And it's really, it grabs you because one thing that will stand out in society now is speaking things as they are, and apparently it's offended quite a few people because it's she's from Gloucestershire originally, which is not too far south of me right now. So yeah, I think a lot of people thought that the place she grew up was the basis of this place, Pegford. And so loads of people were like, that's not what it's like, there are loads of chavs here and stuff like that. Oh, I should explain. Chavs is a British term, or an English term technically, for people that walk around in tracksuits and you know, skinheads and shout at people and spit everywhere and take drugs and liberal benefits. It's that whole stereotype. It's not necessarily a real thing. It stands for council house and violent, which I don't think is a very good term because that puts everybody that happens to live in a council house in this position, and they might be quite alright, they might be lovely people, so silly term, but that's what chavs means. Scottish people say neds, which means non-educated delinquents. That's the term I use now because I think it's more polite, but there we go. Anyway, so yeah, this town in Gloucestershire is like, we don't have chavs, this is not what it's like, it's a lovely picturesque place. And she's sitting there like, I pulled it from my head, who says it's necessarily based on anywhere? And I think maybe some of the bits are, but I don't think it's meant in an offensive way at all. I think it's just an observation of any town or village in Britain that you might just come across. I mean, Britain's a lovely place to live, and I feel so safe living here. I live in a little village that's actually really similar to this in a lot of ways, including council estates and everything. And there are places, parts of it, that you won't want to walk through there at night, and that, like, if I go to my one friend's house who lives in a council estate, I will want to be accompanied to the end of the road because it is a bit dangerous, but that's true of anywhere. And then you'll go into the more central bit, and it'll be chill. You can, little kids walk home from school, there's no problem. So it's just, I think they got a little too uppity about it, given that the whole point in fiction is that it's supposed to be from the writer's head. So I don't know whether this is true or not. I think it's kind of difficult to not find some influence from your past, but I'm sure a lot of it is just purely from her brain. So there we go. And that is my review. Basically, I would really advise that you read it because I think it's really good, and pass on this information to your friends and your friends of the friends, and read it. And this is the new version of J.K. Rowling into adult writing. I'm just trying to get that into the frame. But though I'm a Harry Potter lover forever, this is a good step, and I still consider her as a fantastic writer. I wish her the best of luck in her future endeavours. And like and subscribe and tell everybody about me, and give me some other ideas for things that you might want me to review, music or whatever, anything, go ahead. And anybody that you want me to talk about, or if you want my opinions on anything, Lord knows why you would, but go ahead, just like it and stuff. So bye, and I will see you next time on, I've forgotten the name of this channel, oh no, when Barry Fairbrother dies in his early whoa, fucking hell, sorry. Oh wait, no, wait, and then there. I'll edit this in. Crap. Hang on. And the empty seat left by Barry at the parish council soon becomes the catalyst for the war. How do people do this in television? Bye.
And what I feel won't change.